Hello, dear friends. Welcome back to the channel where we believe every season of life holds something beautiful, and that includes this one. Growing older is not the end of the road, it's the start of a new chapter. But too often we unintentionally sabotage our own happiness and health with habits we don't even notice. Today, I want to gently walk you through 5 huge, but fixable, mistakes that many of us make in our later years. And don't worry, this isn't about guilt or regret. It's about awareness, encouragement, and making small changes that can bring big joy. So grab a cup of tea, get cozy, and let's dive in together. As we grow older, one of the most common and yet often overlooked challenges is the gradual shrinking of our social circles. Maybe friends move away, family members get busy with their own lives, or we retire and lose the daily interactions that work or community once provided. It's easy to find ourselves spending more time alone. And sometimes, we might not even notice how much this is affecting us. Social connection isn't just about having company. It's deeply tied to our happiness and health. Humans are social creatures by nature. Studies have shown that maintaining regular contact with others can lower the risk of depression, reduce feelings of loneliness, and even protect against memory loss and heart disease. It's true. A simple phone call, a chat over coffee, or a friendly walk with a neighbor can be a powerful medicine. Let me share a story that might sound familiar. Mary, a retired school teacher in her early 70s, used to be very active socially. She loved her weekly book club and was always volunteering in her community. But over time, she started to pull back. She told herself she didn't want to be a bother or that she was just too tired to go out. Months passed and Mary found herself feeling lonely, her mood dipping without her really understanding why. When a good friend gently invited her back to the book club, Mary hesitated but agreed. After a few meetings, she noticed a remarkable change. Her spirits lifted, she felt more energized, and even her sleep improved. Reconnecting reminded her of the joy and purpose that social ties bring. This example is important because sometimes we underestimate how powerful social connections are. Loneliness can sneak in quietly, and it's not just feeling sad. It's a real risk factor for declining mental and physical health. The good news? It's also one of the most manageable risks. Even small steps count. Maybe you have a neighbor you haven't spoken to in a while, or a family member you haven't called recently. Reaching out doesn't mean you need a big social event or a huge commitment. Just a little effort can spark connection. If you're feeling shy or unsure, try starting with something simple, like sharing a meal, a phone call, or even sending a friendly note or message. Some communities have clubs or classes designed especially for older adults, which can be wonderful places to meet new people who share your interests. Another idea is to volunteer. Giving your time not only helps others, but often leads to new friendships and a sense of belonging. For Mary, volunteering was part of what made her feel connected before, and getting back to it helped her rediscover joy. Most importantly, remember that building or rebuilding social connections is not about being perfect or doing it all at once. It's about taking gentle, kind steps toward having people around who care, and who you care about. If this resonates with you, maybe today is a great day to make a call or send a message. Sometimes the smallest gestures can brighten our lives more than we expect. And of course, if you ever feel overwhelmed, that's okay. Take your time. Connection is a journey, not a race. One of the most common misconceptions that many people face as they get older is the belief that it's simply too late to learn something new. Whether it's picking up a musical instrument, learning a new language, or trying a new hobby, the thought of starting fresh can feel overwhelming or even impossible. But the truth is, age does not put a limit on our ability to grow, explore, and learn. In fact, learning new things can be one of the most powerful ways to keep our minds sharp and spirits vibrant. Let me tell you about George, a man who started guitar lessons at the age of 72. George had never touched a guitar before retirement, and he was nervous at first. He thought he might be too old to learn and worried that he wouldn't be good enough. But his curiosity and love for music pushed him to give it a try. Now, a few years later, George plays for his grandchildren every weekend, and he says he feels younger in spirit than he did in his 50s. Music became a source of joy and connection for him, and it even boosted his confidence in other areas of life. This example highlights a really important fact. Our brains are capable of something called neuroplasticity, which means they can create new connections and adapt throughout life. This ability doesn't disappear as we age. Learning new skills, practicing mental challenges, and staying curious keep our brains healthy and can even help delay cognitive decline. Beyond the mental benefits, learning something new can also improve our mood and overall outlook on life. When we challenge ourselves in a positive way, it gives us a sense of accomplishment and purpose. It reminds us that growth is lifelong and that we are never done becoming who we want to be. If you're worried about feeling embarrassed or frustrated, that's completely natural. Starting something new can be uncomfortable, especially when it's unfamiliar. But remember, no one expects perfection, only your willingness to try and enjoy the journey. It's okay to make mistakes, and it's okay to take things slowly. So what's something you've always wanted to try? Maybe you love the idea of painting but never had the chance, or perhaps you're curious about gardening, dancing, or writing. It could be something small, like learning a new recipe or exploring a new type of music. The key is to start with something that sparks your interest. And don't hesitate to find support. Many communities offer classes designed especially for adults, sometimes with a relaxed pace and friendly atmosphere. There are also countless online resources and videos that make learning accessible from the comfort of your home. Remember, growth isn't a race. It's a gentle, ongoing adventure. Every small step forward adds up. Embracing this mindset can help turn any feelings of too late into excitement for what's still possible. So why not try something new this week? You might surprise yourself and find a fresh source of happiness and vitality waiting just around the corner. As we age, it's natural to slow down a bit. Our bodies might ache more, and sometimes the idea of exercise can feel tiring or even intimidating. But here's something very important to remember. Moving your body regularly is one of the best things you can do to protect your health and boost your happiness. Ignoring physical movement or becoming too sedentary can actually make everyday activities harder and increase the risk of many health problems. Let me tell you about Lena, a woman in her late 60s who started feeling stiff and had trouble sleeping well. She wasn't very active and often found herself sitting for hours. One day, a friend suggested she try a gentle yoga class. At first, Lena was nervous. She thought it might be too challenging. But the class turned out to be just right for her pace. After just a few weeks, she noticed less pain in her back, better balance, and she even began sleeping more soundly. Beyond that, Lena found that moving regularly gave her a little boost in energy and a happier mood overall. This story illustrates a vital truth. You don't need to run marathons or lift heavy weights to benefit from physical activity. Even gentle, low-impact exercises like walking, stretching, or dancing to your favorite music can help keep your muscles strong, your joints flexible, and your heart healthy. Movement also plays a key role in preventing falls, which are a common concern as we get older. Beyond the physical benefits, movement releases chemicals in the brain called endorphins, which naturally lift your mood and reduce feelings of stress and anxiety. This means moving your body isn't just good for your muscles. It's also like a natural mood booster. If you're worried about where to start or if exercise might hurt, that's perfectly okay. The best kind of movement is the one that feels right for you. Start small. Maybe take a short walk around your neighborhood. Try simple stretching when you wake up, or dance to a song you love in your living room. Even these little steps add up. Another helpful tip is to find activities you enjoy or that bring back happy memories. Maybe you loved to dance in your younger days, or gardening got you outside in the sunshine. Combining something you love with gentle movement can make it feel less like a chore and more like a joy. If possible, try to make movement a regular part of your daily routine. Consistency matters more than intensity. Even 10 to 15 minutes a day can improve your strength and mood over time. And don't hesitate to ask for support. Many communities offer exercise classes tailored to older adults, including chair yoga, water aerobics, or Tai Chi. These classes are designed with your safety and comfort in mind and they often provide a wonderful chance to socialize. Remember, your body was made to move, and even a little movement can help you feel more independent and alive. The key is to be gentle with yourself, listen to your body, and celebrate every small step you take. So why not put on your favorite song right now and move a little? Your body and mind will thank you for it. It's natural to look back on our lives and cherish the memories we've made. After all, our past is filled with meaningful moments, achievements, and people we love. But sometimes holding on too tightly to the past can quietly steal the joy from the present. Living in memories is comforting, but when it becomes the main place we live in, it can stop us from fully enjoying the here and now. Take Paul's story as an example. Paul retired a few years ago and spent a lot of time reminiscing about his younger days, his career successes, family milestones, and old friendships. He often said, "My best days are behind me." Slowly, this mindset made him feel stuck and a bit sad. He wasn't really living his current life. Instead, he was trapped in memories that, while beautiful, kept him from embracing new experiences. One day, Paul's daughter suggested he volunteer at a local food bank. Paul was hesitant at first, but decided to try it. Through volunteering, he met new people and found a new purpose. He realized there was still so much life to live and new memories to make. The joy he felt from helping others and connecting with his community helped shift his focus away from what was to what is. Psychologically, this is a common experience. Many older adults wrestle with nostalgia and the urge to live in past memories. These feelings are understandable. Our brains naturally want to hold on to familiar comfort. But research shows that constantly living in the past can increase feelings of loneliness, sadness, and even anxiety. Instead, finding a balance is key. We can honor and cherish our past while still appreciating the present moment. This means practicing gratitude for what we have now and looking for small joys each day. It might be a quiet morning coffee, a chat with a neighbor, or simply watching the birds outside your window. If you find yourself often dwelling on the good old days, try gently reminding yourself that your life still holds value and meaning today. New experiences don't have to be grand. They can be as simple as trying a new recipe, planting flowers, or calling an old friend. Another helpful approach is mindfulness, which means paying attention to the present moment without judgment. It helps bring awareness back to what's happening right now, rather than getting lost in memories or worries. Even a few minutes of mindful breathing or noticing your surroundings can make a difference. It's also important to give yourself permission to feel whatever comes up. Sadness, longing, and nostalgia are all natural emotions. Acknowledging them without letting them control your daily life is part of emotional health. Remember, your story is still being written. Every day offers new pages to fill with experiences, connections, and moments of happiness. So if you catch yourself stuck in the past, try gently shifting your attention to something happening right now. Maybe look around and notice something beautiful, or take a slow breath and appreciate this moment. Your past is a treasure, but your present is a gift. Embracing both with kindness can help you find peace and happiness every day. Technology can feel like a big, confusing world, especially if you didn't grow up with it. Many people find smartphones, computers, and even things like video calls or online banking a little intimidating or frustrating. It's completely understandable to feel this way. But avoiding technology altogether can sometimes cut us off from connections, information, and even services that could make life easier and more enjoyable. Let me tell you about Barbara, a lively woman in her 70s who avoided technology for years. She thought it was too complicated and that she didn't need it. But when her grandchildren started moving to different cities, she realized she missed seeing their faces and hearing their voices regularly. With a little encouragement, she learned how to use video calls on her tablet. Now she chats with them every week, shares photos by email, and even joined an online gardening group that she loves. Barbara says this new connection to her family and friends has brought her so much joy and made her feel more confident. Technology isn't just about fun. It can also be a practical tool. Online grocery shopping can save you trips. Health apps can remind you to take medications, and telehealth services can connect you with doctors without leaving home. These tools can support your independence and make daily life easier. But if the idea of learning technology feels overwhelming, you're not alone. It's perfectly okay to take small steps. Start with one device or app that seems useful or interesting, and ask a patient family member, friend, or even local community center for help. Many places offer classes designed for older adults, where you can learn in a friendly, supportive setting. Remember, you don't have to be an expert. Even just knowing how to send a message, make a video call, or look up information online can make a big difference. It's also helpful to think of technology as a tool for connection, not something to fear. Sometimes learning together with a friend or family member can be fun and reduce frustration. If you're worried about privacy or scams, that's a very valid concern. Take your time to learn about online safety and don't hesitate to ask questions. Being informed helps you stay safe and feel more comfortable. Also, technology can open doors to hobbies and interests. For example, you can watch instructional videos, join online book clubs, or listen to music and podcasts from around the world. The possibilities are endless and can keep your mind active and entertained. Most importantly, be kind to yourself during the learning process. Technology is always changing, and it's normal to feel challenged. Every small step you take builds your confidence. So if technology feels like a barrier, try to see it as a bridge, one that can connect you to loved ones, resources, and new experiences. Maybe today is the day to ask someone for a little help with your phone or computer. You might be surprised at how much joy and convenience a few clicks can bring. When we think about health, many of us immediately focus on our bodies, eating well, exercising, taking care of physical ailments. But mental health is just as important, especially as we grow older. Neglecting our emotional well-being can quietly chip away at our happiness and even our physical health. Many people in their later years struggle silently with feelings of sadness, anxiety, or loneliness. Sometimes it's hard to admit these feelings, even to ourselves, because of stigma or the belief that I should be fine at this age. But acknowledging your feelings and taking care of your mental health is a sign of strength, not weakness. Let me share the story of James, who after retiring felt increasingly isolated. He found it hard to get motivated and often felt overwhelmed by worries. For a long time, he kept these feelings to himself, thinking they were just part of aging. Eventually, James reached out to a counselor and joined a support group at his local community center. With time, he learned ways to manage stress and began to reconnect with friends and hobbies. James says that focusing on his mental health has been life-changing, helping him feel more hopeful and engaged every day. Our brains change as we age, but this doesn't mean we have to accept feeling down or anxious. Simple practices like talking with loved ones, journaling, or mindfulness meditation can make a big difference. Staying socially active and pursuing interests also help keep the mind healthy. If feelings of sadness or anxiety become overwhelming or last a long time, it's important to seek professional help. There are many resources available, and you deserve support to feel your best. Sometimes mental health struggles can be linked to physical issues like sleep problems or chronic pain, so addressing both together is often helpful. Remember, self-care isn't just about treating illnesses. It's about nurturing your whole self. This might mean setting healthy boundaries, asking for help when needed, or simply giving yourself permission to rest. It's also good to keep learning and stay curious, as mental engagement supports brain health. Even small activities like reading, puzzles, or learning new skills can brighten your mood. And most importantly, be gentle with yourself. Emotions ebb and flow for everyone, and aging brings unique challenges. Recognizing when you need a little extra care is part of living well. If you're watching this and feeling unsure about your mental health, know that you're not alone and help is available. Taking that first step can feel scary, but it opens the door to healing and happiness. So today, maybe reach out to a friend or family member and share how you're feeling. Or take a quiet moment for yourself to breathe deeply and notice your thoughts without judgment. Your mental health matters just as much as your physical health. By giving it attention and care, you're investing in your happiness and quality of life. As we grow older, routines can become a source of comfort. They help us feel in control, especially when other parts of life may feel uncertain or out of our hands. Having a regular morning cup of tea, Reading the paper or walking the same route can bring a sense of peace. But there's a gentle danger in becoming too attached to routine, when it leads to resisting change or closing ourselves off to new experiences. Change can be uncomfortable at any age, but the truth is, life keeps shifting, whether we want it to or not. Learning to stay open, even just a little, to new things can keep us feeling more alive, more connected, and more adaptable when life throws something unexpected our way. I'd like to tell you about Evelyn, who had done the same things the same way for years. She cooked the same meals, watched the same TV shows, and rarely went anywhere new. After her husband passed away, she felt her world shrink even more. Her daughter encouraged her to join a local art class, but Evelyn was hesitant. "I'm not creative," she said. "I've never done that before." After a few months of gentle nudging, she finally gave it a try. Now, painting has become one of her favorite activities. She even made new friends in the class, and her weekly art group is now a highlight of her life. Evelyn's story shows that stepping outside of routine doesn't mean turning your world upside down. It means being open to little changes, trying something new, meeting someone new, or simply saying yes when you might usually say no. Resisting change can sometimes come from fear of failure, fear of not understanding something, or fear of not belonging. These feelings are normal. The important thing is to acknowledge them without letting them rule your life. Psychologically, staying mentally and emotionally flexible is linked to better aging. People who adapt well tend to cope better with life's changes, from health shifts to family dynamics. Even small adaptations like changing your walking route or trying a new recipe keep your brain engaged and your spirit open. If you find yourself feeling stuck, ask yourself, is there one small thing I can try differently this week? It could be as simple as listening to a new kind of music, visiting a place you haven't been before, or talking to someone new at a community event. Being open to change isn't about forgetting who you are. It's about making space for growth, for joy, and for surprise. It's about saying, I'm still here, I'm still growing. So the next time you feel the pull of the familiar, just pause and consider whether something new might bring you joy. Even a small step outside your usual path can lead to unexpected beauty. As we get older, it's easy to put ourselves last. Maybe we think we should focus on others, family, friends, or even just the practical parts of daily life, and neglect our own needs. But one of the biggest mistakes that can quietly erode our happiness and health is ignoring self-care and personal joy. Self-care isn't just about bubble baths or occasional treats. It's about honoring your own needs every day, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. This means listening to your body when it's tired, taking time for activities that lift your spirit, and making space for rest and relaxation without guilt. Think about Janet, a woman in her 70s who spent much of her life caring for others, her children, grandchildren, and community. After retirement, she felt like she should keep busy to be useful, and she rarely took time for herself. Over time, Janet started feeling worn down, irritable, and less interested in the things she used to love. When a friend invited her to join a gentle Tai Chi class, Janet hesitated but agreed. That simple act of taking time for herself brought unexpected benefits. She felt more peaceful, energized, and connected to her own joy again. This story reminds us that self-care is not selfish. It's essential. When we care for ourselves, we're better able to care for others and fully enjoy our lives. Neglecting this can lead to burnout, stress, and even health problems like high blood pressure or weakened immunity. Self-care also means nourishing your mind and spirit. What brings you joy? Is it reading, gardening, painting, listening to music, or spending time in nature? Whatever it is, making regular time for these joys can brighten your days and renew your energy. Sometimes we feel guilty about taking time for ourselves, especially if we're used to being caregivers or the go-to person. It's important to remember that taking care of yourself is a gift to you and everyone who loves you. Another part of self-care is recognizing your limits and saying no when you need to. It's okay to rest, to decline invitations, or to slow down. Honoring your boundaries is a form of respect for yourself. If you're not sure where to start, try making a simple list of things that bring you comfort and happiness. Then commit to doing at least one of these every day or every week. Even small moments like a cup of tea enjoyed slowly, a favorite song, or a few minutes of deep breathing count as self-care. Also, consider your physical health as part of self-care. Regular checkups, good nutrition, and gentle movement all support your well-being. Remember, self-care is a lifelong practice. It looks different for everyone and changes with your needs. The key is kindness, being gentle with yourself, and honoring what you need right now. So today, take a moment to ask yourself, what do I need to feel nourished, joyful, and cared for? And how can I give that to myself? By making self-care a priority, you're planting seeds for greater happiness and health that grow every day.